Hello, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. This is What the Needles with your host, Liana. Um, on this podcast, we talk mainly about knitting, some sewing items, and just whatever I want to talk about, but mostly knitting and sewing. So welcome back to episode 2. Thank you so much for all of you who watched episode 1. And if you're just tuning in to episode 2, thank you for being here. I'm so happy you're here. Yes, so we're going to jump in. Okay, so it is 2026. It is 2026. So in 2025, I only made 3 items, but it was my first year of knitting, and so I'm very proud of myself. They were all labors of love, and I think that just truly is the overview of what knitting is. It's a labor of love. It is slow and it is labor. So I would like to show you my 3 items. I am gonna have to put the microphone down. So hopefully you will enjoy them as much as I did. Okay, hold on. Actually, I don't think I have to put it down. Okay, so my first item is going to be kind of backwards or all over the place because that's how they were kind of folded. We have the Clamshell scarf by Amy Anderson. This is a free pattern. And so I actually knitted this for, I think I said this in the first episode, I knitted it for a football game. But it came out so nicely that I'm probably going to make another one. I'm probably going to make another one in black because it was just so good. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me just share everything that I knit in 2025. Okay. The next one was my first project, and it is the step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller. And so this one was my first one, and I've only worn it once because it is very warm. And I live in California, so we only get a few days where it's like, oh, it's so cold. It is so cold here. But I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to show you because I'm so happy. Okay. I have to figure out which side is the front. So hold on. I think this is the one. Okay, this is my baby. This is the one that really helps signify that this is all a labor of love and it is slow. And I should probably know what a lifeline is, and put that in all my patterns, but I have not learned that quite yet. So yes. And then my final one, which this was a work in progress in episode 1, but it's done. I finished it over winter break. And I, in my head, like winter break, I work at a university, so I say winter break. It's like late December. I'm on a tangent, but I finished this over my winter break from work. I am going to get into this a little bit more as we get into the podcast, but I wanted to show you the finished product. So, yes. So those were my finished items of 2025. So I'm so excited. And I have been really excited watching all of the like knitting videos that have come out, or like not knitting videos, I'm sorry. What I knit in 2025 or what I sewed in 2025. And it's really inspired me. But it's also just made me, like, I have had to tell myself, like, okay, you can be excited, but just know, like, like being realistic with myself. I'm kind of slow. I'm getting faster day by day, but I'm still a little slow. So just reminding myself that there are a lot of things that I can do as a knitter, like a lot of patterns, a lot of like even from my own creativity. But to do all of those, I have to remember that I have to do them with these 10 fingers. And so I need to take care of them. And that means not knitting like the world is about to, the apocalypse is coming. It probably is, but at least I'll have like one or two sweaters that I can wear. But yeah, so just reminding myself that slow is best, and yeah, just have fun. So that's my theme of 2026. Yes. Okay. And then let's jump into, oh, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my computer. Let's jump into finished items. So I just showed you kind of what I did in 2025, and most of them are my finished items of 2025. So between episode 1 and episode 2, we finished 2 items, which was the clamshell sweater, this blue one, this blue scarf, and the blouse number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I have some final notes. So for the scarf, the Amy Clamshell, or the Clamshell scarf by Amy Anderson, like I said, I don't have a lot to say actually because I think I already said it, but I really enjoyed wearing this one. Like, I am not a beanie person, as you can tell from all of my hair. I do have to like put it down to like wear a beanie. It's like it's a lot. So I'm not really into like beanies or all of those because yeah, they just don't work for me. But I really enjoy having like a scarf or like something like the clamshell scarf because I can throw it over my ears at least. And so when my ears are cold or during wintertime, I'm like, this is not fun. So if my ears are like warm, I can really like stand strong in the winter because winter is like my favorite season. But some days it's rough. Some days it's rough. I'm not gonna lie. So I really enjoyed that scarf, and I am gonna make it in black. And I know black is kind of like a little hard to knit with. So if I don't do it in a black, I might try to find like a navy. Because I have like, I really enjoy wearing black. I like wearing fun things, but I really enjoy wearing black as well. And so I might have to have a darker color to just be like an everyday type thing. So yes. Okay. That is the clamshell. Now, blouse number 1. So my first critique, and I'm going to try to add a photo here if I remember. My first critique is I should have made the body a little bit longer. So this is more of a critique on me and not the design. And so I should have knitted that a little bit longer. And because it stops at my belly button. So it's a little cropped, and I don't wear a lot of cropped items. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I do wear a lot of high-waisted pants. So I think it worked out on like how it needed to. I just was like, okay, I should have like knitted a few more rows before like calling it a day. But I was so excited to get done with it. Like, you know that feeling when you like finish the body and you're like, yes, I finished the body. I just have to go to Sleeve Island and then I'm done. So I think the excitement just got me. But yes, so it was the body and then the boat neck. So I think this shirt is kind of like a boat neck, but here on this shirt, right, it is like touching my neck. And I have a problem with that. So if you see me in the video, now you're gonna notice it. I've been doing it, but if you haven't noticed it before, you probably notice it now. But this feels like it's choking me. So I keep pulling it down a little bit to just lay right here. So that is the same issue I have with the blouse number 1. It like rides up, and it might be a me thing. So I think that one thing that I was thinking about, I was like, okay, I think I need to make the neck a little bit tighter. So it's knit all in US 7. I think that's 4.5 millimeters. It's knit in that. And so I think that I didn't do it like tight enough, or it may have like stretched out once I blocked it. So I think that I might have to do, I'm thinking I might have to do the neck, go in and do it tighter. I probably won't fix this. I might, if I do it again, I just know I need to probably go down a needle size, at least for the top. And yeah, so it kind of like makes me feel like I am being strangled just a little bit. And I don't enjoy that feeling. So yeah, but I still wear it. I still love it. It's a great piece. So I'm going to keep it in there. I did learn a lot about myself. So a little story on this, and then I'm going to move on because I feel like I'm spending a lot of time here. When I first knitted this pattern, I knitted it in a small. And I was like, I think a small will fit. Like, I'm usually like just naturally a size medium. And so I was like, okay, I think a small will fit. It'll give me like that fitted look, but also it won't be like overly tight. So I started it in a small. And my good friend Caitlin, I was visiting with her and I was like, I think this is going to be too small. And at this point, I'm living in denial. I'm in so much denial. I'm like, okay, it's gonna fit. I can stretch it out. It's superwash. It's gonna fit. And so then we had a heart to heart, and she was like, Liana, I don't know. I'm not sure. And I was like, you know what? Me either. So she helped me rip it all back. So I started completely over. Now, logically, though, like you would think, and I would supposedly, allegedly think as well, like, okay, go up a size, knit a medium. That's not what happened. I literally went from a small all the way to an extra large. I don't know. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. I couldn't tell you. So I was knitting it and I was like, I think this is too big. I think this is too big. But I was like, no, I'm going to push through. I came home and my husband was like, I think that's going to be too big. I asked him. He didn't just like come up to me and was like, yeah, that's too big. I was like, what do you think? Do you think this is too big? Like, I already had some like, thoughts circling around here. And he was like, yeah, I think that's going to be too big. So I was like, you know what? Yes. Okay. I ripped it back again. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a medium. At this point, I'm fed up. I was like, I'm just going to make a medium. And if it doesn't work, it's my first gift knit. So turns out it worked. So that's all I have to say. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about knitting. I learned a lot about patience, tenacity. I learned a lot. So, yes, that's all I have to say. And those are kind of my finished products. So, or finished items for this month. Okay. So my next finished objects, or no, I'm sorry. Cut the cameras. I'm sorry. Going into WIPS. So I have some WIPS and I'm going to kind of transition them. So yeah, let's jump into WIPS. Okay. Now we're going to jump into some WIPS. So I have I also, well, this one is like a WIP, but also like an acquisition. I got some new yarn. I don't know how to say that word. And so I recently made a make 9, based off knitting, and I did a little bit of a make 9 on sewing as well that I will, either put in a video or, I'm thinking about just making like an Instagram post on it. So maybe I'll just do that. But I'm making the vanilla socks by my no by Crazy Sock Lady Designs. And I'm making it with a Queen City yarn. So I got this yarn in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I got it because one, it was sock yarn and it's on my list, but two, I really enjoyed the title that they made it. They said calories don't count on your birthday. And I was like, period. Yes, I love that energy and I'll take it. And so I have started working on them. I do have some like budding concerns. I've also another purchase. I got the 9-inch circular needles, the 2.5 millimeter by Jawoll, and I got them to knit the socks. And I think that's my like budding concern is I don't love these. I don't love them. They hurt my hands, and maybe it's a me problem where it's like they're just really tight, like, or I'm just holding them really tight. So yeah, so this is the sock. So right now I have knitted most of it, and so you'd just be like, Liana, just finish it and then make the other one, and I'm like, make the other one. And that's my other concern, making the other one. And I think so far my knitting journey, right? Like I've knitted a lot of sweaters or a lot of scarves, and like once I'm done, you know? But in this, it's like, okay, you gotta knit one and then you gotta knit the other one, and then you gotta make sure they are on the same, like they match up. I don't know why I just froze. They match up. And that is going to be a challenge for me, is making the other one. So yes, so that is the vanilla socks. We will see how far I get. I have 11 months to complete it. Take that information how you will. So yes, in the sock yarn, it's made up of 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So it's a great, like, yes. And then my other, this is also on my make 9, is the Isle sweater by Ozetta. And so I will say that I love how Ozetta like writes her patterns. I will say the German short rows in this pattern about took me out. It about took me out. I'm not even sure if I did them right, but I did them. In this pattern, I learned a new technique of like yarn over. So YO yarn over and then reverse yarn over, which I didn't know those were the increases. So the first time I knitted the German short rows, I looked at like the stitch count of like, okay, now your stitch count should be this amount. And I looked and I was like, I did this wrong because mine still match up the same. And then I went back and I re-looked at the pattern. I was like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be increasing. So that is my only, like, it wasn't even a challenge. It was just like learning something new. Here's what I learned so far in this pattern is she writes out her German short rows, which is so good, like chef kiss. But there are a lot of steps. And I kept getting lost in the sauce of the steps. And yeah. So, we're going to cross our fingers that I did it right, because if I didn't do it right, we're not going to go there. I did it right. Okay. And so, yeah, so I'm, about 2 balls in, of the heavy merino. So here it is. Yes. So I have to attach my other ball, but this is as far as I've gotten. And the collar on this sweater is like really long because it's supposed to fold over. And so that was my other thing. I thought I was doing this pattern wrong because you do the knit one, purl one, basically like inside out. So it looks inside out. I don't know. I'm going to hold it up to the camera once I explain it. What else do I have to say with it? About it? Let me look before I just ramble. Oh, I think I said everything. Okay. But yeah, so I'm about to be on ball 3 actually. So yeah, so it's on US size 9. Needles. The collar is made out of US size 8, and then the knitting needles, and then you move to US size 9. So I think it will work up like relatively fast. But I'm super excited. This was a challenge for me because, well, I already said this in the last episode. It's cream. And anytime I wear white, I'm like, give me all the stains. Like, there's a stain here, there's a stain there, there's a stain here. And I'm like, what was I even doing? And I was just living my life. And I'm attracted to stains when I wear white. So hopefully hopefully it all turns out well. But it is a cream. So it's not technically a white, it's a cream. So we'll see. But yes. So those are the two things that I'm working on right now. I'm going to try to finish at least one of them before I cast something else on. I try to be like a monogamous knitter. As you can tell, I got excited. I was also sick at the beginning of January. So I was like, okay, you know, that period of like, your sickness is not bad anymore, but you are like still regaining your energy. I was like, I have enough energy to knit. So I started the socks. And then I was like, actually, because I was away from home, I was in North Carolina, not in California. I didn't have the Isle sweater or the heavy merino knitting for olive balls with me. So I was like, I actually really want to start on my sweater, but I would start on these socks because I have this yarn staring at me like, knit me. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So yeah, so those are all of my finished projects and my WIPS. And then I wanted to go into talking about my make 9. Oh my gosh, no, that's not it. Sorry. Okay. So, I did not get these for Christmas, but I got them. I got them in January. And okay, so I have the Chiagus. I just recently purchased the Chiagu knitting needle. So these are the 5-inch, and it's US size 2 through, I have to look because I don't think I wrote it down, but through 15. I was gonna say 15, but I wasn't quite sure if it was 15. So yeah, so I really got them, and I've been knitting the Isle sweater with the Chiagus, and I really enjoy it. I have been putting off the purchase for a little while because I wasn't sure, like, the price. It was the price. The price of them, I was like, okay, this is new for me. Because my knitting needles that I started out knitting with, I just have a set off Amazon. Like, I think they were $30. And so I was like, okay, so yeah, this is a lot of money compared to $30. And then my one of my good friends got the Chiagus for Christmas. And so I was like, I've been influenced. And so I was like, you know what? I haven't been influenced by online. I've been influenced by somebody that I know. So that is perfect. That's better. I'll take it. And so she got them, Caitlin, the person that I was talking about earlier. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting them. So I'm very happy with my purchase. I think I can tell a little bit of a difference just on like based off the flow. I think my other ones were really good. They just I think they were like just a little bit heavier, but I can't really tell the difference. And then my other ones are 4 inches and these ones are 5. So I know that this one specifically has two, so you can either get them in the 4 inch or the 5 inch. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted to get them in the 4 inch, but I realized that the other needles that I got off Amazon, they still work, so I'm probably still going to use those. But these ones are pretty good because they are 5 inches. So I have a 4 inch set and I have a 5 inch set. So that works out very perfectly. And yeah, so now going into, I do want to talk about, and like I said, I think I just might put this in like an Instagram post because I just, well, that'll give me time to like figure out like colors that I want. So I made a make 9 for knitting and sewing. And then for my knitting one, I haven't found like the colors that I want, which I think like that's on purpose because once I get to the next project, like, one of my make 9s is the, Amy sweater by Petite Knit. And I like the green that is in the photo, but I'm not sure if I want to add that green to my specific wardrobe. Like, I could see it in a green, but I could also see it in like a blue. And so I haven't really like figured out what I want to do. So I might just like put an Instagram like carousel together. I do have an Instagram for this page. The Instagram is more so going to act like, a kind of just like a place to put my collection of crafts. And I am going on a tangent, so I'm sorry. But I've been debating on if I wanted to make an Instagram for my make 9 or like just for like the podcast in general or just in general. Because I've noticed that like Instagram has become like filled of reels. Like it's similar to TikTok, and I'm not on TikTok. So I have been balancing between the two of like making like little reels. So like everything will be like reels, or everything would just be like photos and almost like blog style. But also like it could be both. And so I've just been like it's been circling in my brain, but I think it might be a little bit of both. Maybe heavily leaning on one or the other. So making videos of myself, I'm still getting used to seeing myself on camera. So it might be photos. And that's fine. Photos deserve some love too. So yes. So that's about it. Yeah. I will put the Instagram in a description box, and I like everything else will put everything in the description box as well. I'm excited to make some sewing items as well this year. I think Millie Makes on Instagram. She had a like great perspective on how she wanted to knit, or I'm sorry, how she wanted to like go about sewing this year. And she was saying, her theme of the year is like, it could be sloppy or it could be good, but it can't be both. And so I think with my like sewing journey, I've always felt like, and I took a sewing course in high school. I took 2 of them. And I think I picked up the bad habit of like rushing the products. So like, I gotta make this. I only have like 50 minutes in this class. Like, I gotta get this out. I gotta get this busted out. Like, it's a grade, all of that. And so I think I took that habit with me, right? So like, I will start a project at night and I'm like, I can't stop until I get this done. Well, actually, I can. I can stop. I can just stop and, okay, I cut the pieces out if I want to stop there, I can stop there, or I can, start sewing them together. So I think my theme of the year for my sewing is it could either be sloppy or it could be good, but it can't be both. So yeah, so that is now. I know I said I think that's it, but this time I'm done. That's all I have for you today on episode 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe or leave a comment. I also want to know what you're making. Yes. I feel like a lot of people have been doing that at the end of their videos, and I know, like, for me, I've like enjoyed going through the comments and like looking at what people are making. And then that gives me more ideas as well. But it also gives other people ideas. So let me know what you're making. I hope that the January blues is treating you okay. And just know that the sun will be out soon. So if the sun is not out for you, the sun is not, I ain't seen the sun in like 2 weeks. So I'm also fighting through the January blues. So thank you for watching, and I'm happy that you're here and you took time to watch my video. Friend to friend, I'll see you later. So okay, bye.